I felt like I was being forced to apologize for wanting to be successful.
Shawn Murinko is an attorney in Washington State who cares passionately about civil rights.
I've been fortunate to serve on the State Human Rights Commission for the last 6 years, appointed by then Governor Chris Gregoire and reappointed by Governor Inslee.
Shawn's got a great resume.
So I've had a pretty long, distinguished career working in civil rights. It's kind of what I was born to do.
He was offered a great new job in Washington, D.C., but he was forced to turn it down.
I was provided the opportunity to take my dream job. It wasn't that I wasn't qualified. It wasn't that they didn't want to hire me. It wasn't about that.
Because accepting the job would have meant giving up the daily assistance he needs. In other words, accepting the new job would mean he could no longer support his family.
I have cerebral palsy. I've had cerebral palsy since birth. It requires full-time support, getting out of bed, taking a shower. At work, I need some support, just, getting back and forth to meetings, carrying things.
In Washington State, Shawn qualifies for a program that provides those supports, which allows him to work full-time.
I got this email from this woman at the Justice Department who said, would I be interested in applying for this job? And it was for a disability program manager working at the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. And I thought to myself, the U.S. Justice Department is the very pinnacle of enforcing civil rights in the United States. What a great opportunity this would be to do the work I love on a much broader scale. The interview happened. They called me back maybe less than a week later and said, we'd like to offer you the job.
Maryland, where Shawn would have to live if he accepted the job, did not provide the same supports. To pay for the supports in the zone would have reduced his new yearly salary to only $10,000. $10,000 is not enough to support a family of 4.
I'm a husband. I'm a father to 2 beautiful daughters. I just want to enhance their quality of life. In addition to the professional opportunities for growth and to do the work that I love so much, it was also about that. I thought, well, the only way I'm going to maybe have a chance at doing this is by reaching out to a elected official. Senator Cantwell's office was really the first office to respond. They had no idea. They thought, well, you're qualified for these services in our state. Why wouldn't you be qualified for these services in other states? Basically, the answer was, yeah, each state runs their own program and, they administer it differently. And just being caught up against this monstrous bureaucracy that wasn't willing to bend.
Maryland wouldn't pay for supports that would allow Shawn to independently live in the community, work full-time, and contribute to society. However, Maryland would have paid to put him in an institution, costing hundreds of dollars a day while robbing him of his freedom.
Here we have a United States Senator's office, working intimately through this issue, and they're not even able to make any headway. And they're asking tough questions. They're asking questions like, well, if Shawn did move to the state of Maryland, you'd have to put it, he would qualify for institutionalization. You'd have to put him in an institution. The other option is, you could provide him the supports in the community that he needs to get up out of bed, to go to work, to support his family, to avail himself of the benefits in terms of insurance that he would get at his job, to be able to employ other people in that process of providing supports. But yet, you would institutionalize them instead. The state of Maryland would rather do that. It didn't make any sense.
Different community support rules between different states makes it difficult or impossible for people with disabilities to move to another state, much less move up to a dream job.
We talk about building ladders of opportunity. It's time to bring those ladders to people who who want to pay taxes, who want to provide for their families, who want to contribute to society in real positive ways, just like everybody else. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I don't think anything about my life is particularly extraordinary. What I want is normalcy, so that when I say to the state of Maryland or whatever state, I've got this opportunity, these are the things I need in order to succeed, that they see that as not an anomaly or as something outside the box, but as a typical situation that anybody would need, would want to succeed, to support their families, to live where they want to live, and to do the kind of work that they want to do.
People with disabilities should be able to pursue their dreams like everyone else. Share this story.